Well, we've got rain for this mid-January day. Could see a significant amount of rainfall across southern Minnesota. It turns to snow tonight. We'll see some accumulation, and our eyes are watching a bigger storm on Thursday that's still going to be very close for most of us. So the center of our storm system moving across Nebraska into Iowa. We are easily on the warm side of this, so that's why it's going to stay all in the form of rain today across southern Minnesota, including the Twin Cities. But on the northern and western edges of this moisture, it is cold enough to see some freezing rain and a wintry mixture, and that's what they'll see through the day today. So rain through the day. Southern Minnesota will have periods of rain, and then we'll start to see that swath of snow develop this evening, spreading east, so probably turning over after 7 o'clock in the Twin Cities, maybe as early as 5 in the St. Cloud area, and then wrapping up by early tomorrow. But the reason it's all rain today, not very complicated, is just the whole lower 4,000 feet of the atmosphere. This is the weather balloon data from Chanhassen this morning. All of it is above freezing. The blue line is freezing and the black is the actual measured temperature and dew point from the weather balloon. So rainfall could be pretty decent here, especially when you compare it to the dry fall we had. We're talking a quarter to a half inch of rain across southern Minnesota. Some places already closing in on a half inch in far southern Minnesota. Now we do see some snow tonight, and the models are still kind of all over the place because it is a situation where it will matter when do we turn over and is there enough forcing and moisture left in the atmosphere. But it looks like a coating of snow in the Twin Cities, better chance of more snow central and northern Minnesota, where we'll see probably at least a few inches, but the best chance of snowfall is right in that half inch to 1 inch range for the Twin Cities. So under an inch is looking likely for us. And not a lot, but considering temperatures will be near freezing early tomorrow, with that little bit of snow on top of the puddles, you're probably going to run into some icy spots at least early tomorrow, but we'll be back above freezing. The jet stream remains active through the week, so different scenario from last week's stagnant weather. We've got not one, but two storm systems, and it still looks to affect southern Minnesota. The trend has been moving a little bit more and more north. Still looks like the heaviest snowfall with this storm stays to our south, but we could be on the edge, especially if the trend continues. But here to look at 6 different models. You can see definitely the swath of heaviest snow to the south and southeast, but we cannot totally count this storm out even for the Twin Cities, and especially southeastern Minnesota, which could end up being in some of the heavier snow. And it does look as though that one will be all in the form of snow. Meanwhile, mild all week too, mainly 30s, some upper 20s for highs, so well above normal for this time of year, which statistically is in that coldest 2-week period. Now the models are showing a cool down next week. Temperatures maybe a little bit below normal for southern Minnesota, but the extent of which it's colder next week is still a bit of a question. It doesn't look like any major Arctic air, but we might actually see some below normal temperatures, which would mean maybe some highs in the teens or even some single digits. But again, still a question on that. Upper 30s today, just rain during the day, and then well after dark, again, not till maybe 7 or 8, we'll see that rain turn to some snow. Out of here by probably 6, 7 a.m. tomorrow, but I would anticipate maybe a messy commute with just that little bit of snow on top of the wet surfaces. Temperatures will drop just to around maybe 31, 32. So untreated surfaces could get a little dicey, but we'll be back above freezing for the afternoon. Then dry most of the day tomorrow afternoon, most of Wednesday, but then Wednesday night snow showers develop, and we could have snow into Thursday morning with still milder temperatures behind that into the weekend, but again, could be colder next week.